What's good, guys? It's Sam here. If you can see over my shoulder here, I've got a bunch of pre-workouts lined up. If you know me in the real world, you know that in terms of the physical world, you know that I love pre-workout. So I wanted to put together a little taste test for you. So you get to see how some of these things taste. So what we've got right here is, this is just Folgers. This is just fucking instant coffee. Something super duper easy. By the way, if you like my fucking cup display in terms of the cups I have, you could probably barely even tell that I own real cups, right? So we've got the Folgers Instant Coffee. We got Ghost pre-workout. This is the newest addition to the lineup. This is Spark. This is a kind of like a pre-workout. I actually don't even know if this is a pre-workout, but that's what I use it for. They call it an energy drink mix. Then there's some C4. And then lastly, we have this StimoVEX. So, and just to be straight about it, I actually grabbed 4 different spoons so that I don't accidentally mix up the flavors when I go through and do this. And I grabbed 4 because I already mixed this one myself, and that one's pretty tasty. So I'm going to go through and actually mix all these up, and then I'm going to go through and try them. I only put in a small amount in each one of these. So we'll get to see how this goes. And then when I'm all done with this, you know those, by the way, if you want to see some crazy shit, make sure you smash that like button, because this is what's about to happen. This knife is, I'm gonna, you know those shows on like the History Channel? I'm gonna use this knife and cut through this bottle like a straight savage. Like those guys on those shows where they make the knives. And we're gonna see how that goes, because I'm gonna use that knife to cut through that bottle and see if I can do it in one swipe. I even got my GoPro set up, so hopefully I can get the actual footage, because I'm not sure how it'll work on this phone. Okay, so to start with, I'm gonna start with the StimoVEX, and this is actually called, the flavor of this one is called Snow Cone. One of the interesting ingredients in this one, wow, this does not mix very well at all. One of the interesting ingredients in this one, I think, was like black pepper extract. So anytime I would open up the canister for this one here, and you get a little bit of a whiff, it would make me cough. So this is not breaking down at all. I don't know if you can see that. It's just not breaking down whatsoever. Oh man, I just sprayed snot all over my face. So if you don't have any tissue, you just fucking use your arm, right? As I mentioned, that black pepper is still in the air inside of the cup here. Doesn't really taste like too much. It's a little bland. There's not a lot of flavor in that one. It almost tastes like you're like something that is trying to be something else. You know what I mean? There's not a tremendous amount of flavor to that one. Next up is the C4, and you've probably seen C4 someplace, or somebody's posted about C4. So the C4, when we look at it, it's actually dispersed and broken down much better than the other one. I'm just going to stir it a little bit more to make it fair. It has a nice color to it, where the StimoVEX, or whatever it's called, has like a dirty water color to it, you know? Okay, so it definitely breaks down nicely, as you can see. That one has much more of a tart flavor to it. That's where all the late nights drinking wine and eating cheese come in handy, because then you just pour that shit on your palate. I don't have anything to cleanse my palate like crackers, though. That has a very tart flavor to it. It almost makes, because its flavors are very strong, it almost makes it taste like more viscous, or like heavy. Not viscous, I guess. Maybe a heavier, voluminous flavor to it. It's definitely very popular in the market, and maybe it's from that flavor. And that on the C4 it is fruit punch. So next up we have this is called Spark, and this is a mango strawberry. This one smells fucking delicious. This one smells amazing. So we stirred it up. Yeah, it still smells really good. It almost smells like when you open a thing of orange juice and you have, I feel like there's a clump in there. When you open up a thing of orange juice, okay, as you can see, I'm making a mess here, but as you can see, there's some on the bottom of this spoon. So clearly it wasn't mixing as well as some of these other ones. I don't know if that pepper in that first one made my nose run or what, but oh wow, this one did not mix at all. So we're checking the consistency of mixing it. Still a lot of clumps. So a lot of times I'll either just take the powder or I'll just do a very small amount of water like this, and then I'll do two rounds of water. So I'll do a little bit like this, take it as like a shot, and then I'll put more water in there to just make sure I get all of it. This one so far tastes the best. So like this almost reminds me of like a tea, like a very, very flavorful tea. You know how tea is very bland without sugar or anything in it, just tea by itself? That's almost what this reminds me of. This one's almost like a fake. It's like fucking medicine almost, in the sense that it doesn't taste bad by any means. It has a very tart flavor to it. But this one here almost has like a naturally type flavor to it. So far, this one definitely tastes the best. There's a little bit of the same tartness as the C4, but like 25% of what is in that one. The Ghost, which I should probably remix, so I'm just going to spin this around. The Ghost smells, it smells really good as well. So the Ghost is also fruit punch. That's got an interesting flavor coming off the Spark. Let me try that. Let me try that one again. That's got a very interesting flavor to it. I feel like the aroma from the Ghost is like delicious. And I mean, the one from the Ghost, the aroma, so the smell of these, by far, so far, this is definitely the best smelling one. I would say the C4, if you don't like clumps and shit in yours, the C4 broke down the best. If you haven't had instant coffee before, instant coffee is pretty just fucking basic. So sometimes what I'll do, and I didn't bring this over here, so let me go into the kitchen, is I have creatine. So sometimes I'll just take the creatine with like the instant coffee here and make that, excuse me, into my own pre-workout. So if you compare the mixability of all of these, I would say that the, let's see. This one actually mixes up pretty nicely. I mean, I got some on the side there, but it seems like it mixes up pretty nicely. But then again, it's fucking instant coffee. Like, how long has instant coffee been out for? Decades. So let's give it a flavor. It's just got a room temperature water in there. Yep, still tastes like instant coffee. Think of instant coffee, if you've never had it before, as like really burnt coffee, or just not great tasting coffee. I'm not a huge fan of coffee anyway, but in a pinch, this is fucking awesome. Also, if you want to see some stuff on Cialis as a pre-workout, stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you press that subscribe button, because I'm going to be, the next video, or the next one of the next couple videos, is going to be a video on using Cialis. Cialis is the same thing as Viagra, essentially. It's just got a longer half-life of it. So when I go through these, I mean, I would say that honestly, this here is probably my least favorite when it comes to flavor standpoint, and maybe it's just because I always get, now my nose is like running. From a flavor standpoint, it just doesn't get, you know what I mean? I'm not like a huge fan of that flavor. And then I would say I'm followed up by the instant coffee. Actually, the instant coffee and the Stim are definitely the ones that are probably my least favorite from a flavor standpoint. And then I would say the C4. It just almost has like the artificial flavor taste to it. A little bitter, not bad, you know, just like a traditional fucking pre-workout. Nothing special, nothing above, nothing beyond. So that's why I would say that one is fucking average. Now these, when I take the Spark and I use a full scoop of Spark and I don't consume some type of meal relatively soon in terms of beforehand or afterwards, then it ends up, sometimes it has bothered my stomach a little bit. Now the Ghost, I think the Ghost smells the best, but that doesn't mean it works. In the gym, the Ghost, I haven't used that long enough to know how it actually is effective. The smell of it is definitely the best, and it probably, it's a toss-up or a tie. I would think that maybe just from the standpoint of the aroma that you get from it, because both of those smell actually really good. And you don't realize it, but smell is actually a tremendous, it changes the flavor of things to our mind. You don't think it does, but it really does. And for that reason, I'm going to give a slight win to the Ghost here in terms of that. Plus, when you also look at the breakdown, like this is settled a little bit, but the Spark has not. I mean, the Spark tastes really good though too. I don't know. It's a toss-up between these two from my standpoint. Now, what you've all been waiting for is this motherfucker. Actually, I was waiting for this. So let me see about putting this camera right here, and we are going to try to catch this from two angles. So hopefully you can see this, and we are going to take action. Now, if you found this even slightly entertaining or just completely retarded, make sure you press that subscribe button and press that like button for me. It helps out with YouTube SEO. Now, the blade on this I just sharpened, so hopefully I can get it through this bottle. And I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna do a warm up. Okay, ready? Here we go. I'm gonna do a countdown in 3, 2, 1. Oh wow, that was a nice clean cut. If you look at this, it's got a nice angled cut to that, straight through. There's a little bit of a rough. Oh, that's just a rivet in terms of the rivet on the side of here. That wasn't bad. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. I gotta clean up this mess. Peace.